Okay.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful sunny day, so let's get started because we want to enjoy this day. So everybody, just start standing today with me and divide your feet hip width apart and just close your eyes for a moment. Turn your palms to face forward and spread your fingers wide apart. So everyone, lift your shoulders up to your ears, roll them back, and then press them down and away. And as you do that, ground your feet into the mat. So think about reaching your fingertips down to the mat and see if you can really ground into your feet, lifting your rib cage off of your hips. So pressing your fingertips down, top of the head reaching up skyward. And just feel as if your spine is lengthening here as your feet press into your mat. Inhale, everybody, lift the arms up. Let's just interlace the fingers and extend the index fingers up. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift on up and over, pointing your fingers over to the right. Keeping that balance in both feet to start. And if you'd like, you can just let your head rest in that right arm. That's it. And coming on back up. Inhale the breath here. Exhale, lifting right up and over to the left, extending, pointing out through your fingers, and let your head rest in that left arm now. That's it. And coming on back up. All right, just take your hands down to the top of your thighs and just hinge at the hips forward. So press into the front of the legs. And check in where your balance is. So we like to keep it even in all four corners of your feet, not letting it sink back into the heels. And now just gently press the hands into your thighs, keeping the shoulders from rolling forward. All right, take your hands, slide them down just beneath your knees, keeping that flat back if you can. And now keeping as much length for your spine, hold on to the front of your legs, and slide the hands down, hanging here. So maybe it's a little too much too soon to let your hands slide down to the ankles, so stop where it feels like you need to stop. Try just to give in right here, letting the tension release out of the neck and shoulders. So keeping your legs straight but not locking the knees. So you're not lifting the knees up. Legs are straight, but knees can actually be slightly soft. All right. I'm just going to turn so you can see me a little better this way. And let's step back. Let's go left foot back just to be different today. So soften the knees a little bit more and step with the left foot back. Just place that knee down. Walk the hands to the inside of the right foot and just start to sink into this here. Relaxing everything from the waist down. So press into the hands and see if you can lift the heart. So try not to be down here, but lengthening through the spine. And I do this pose all different ways. This is how we're going to do it today. Sometimes we turn the foot out. Sometimes we come on down to the elbows. But for today, let's just press into the hands and see if we can lift the heart. I'm still making that connection, though, that I often do between my right inner thigh and my right shoulder. Pressing evenly into that right foot. So just relax it all in the hips, making sure there's a lot of distance between that front right heel and the back left knee. And now everybody, keeping your hands pressing into the mat, tuck the back left toes under and just lift the knee off, still pressing into all four corners of that right foot. Still sinking into the hips. Let's check in with just a little bit of balance. Walk the hands up the front of the right thigh and press into your leg, lifting your heart some more. Now, if you're not into balance at this stage of the game, no big deal. Drop that left knee back down. Just drop it right down like that, and you're good. Otherwise, just sinking here. For a little bit more, let's lift the arms on up, framing the face. That's it. Everyone hopefully still feeling those hips, waking up, warming up, pressing into that front foot. All right, let's just go hands down. Everybody take a big step back. We're going to go into downward dog. So hands look up and make sure they are placed symmetrically on the mat. Fingers fingers spread wide apart. Move back to the feet that are hip width apart. And pressing into the hands, grounding the heels towards the mat. It's okay if they don't touch, no big deal. And sit bones and hips reaching up high to the sky. Alright, so let's step forward, take that left foot to the outside of the left hand, and then just drop that back knee down. So again, making that connection right here with your shoulder and your inner thigh, and sinking on into your hips. Pressing into the hands to keep the heart lifting. So what you're doing really is trying not to round into this here, but lengthening into it there. Hopefully you can see that little difference. It might not look like much, but it can definitely feel like a lot. So trying not to tighten into the glutes. Pressing into all four corners now of this left foot. Let's walk the hands on up. Whew. Pressing into this here. Still sinking into the hips. And let's just tuck the back toes under, lifting that knee off. So again, if it doesn't feel like this is where you should be just yet, you can always keep that back knee down, just like that. But still dropping into this. Whew. Working to get this thigh parallel to the mat. Back leg is straight and strong. And let's take the arms up. All right. Reaching your fingertips up high to the sky. Spreading those fingers wide apart here. And let's go hands back down. Let's return on back into downward dog. So just warming our bodies up. Let's walk the dog. Bending the right knee, pressing the left heel down to the mat, and switching. So just walking it out at your pace. And everybody lifting both heels up high. And now slowly lowering the heels down, sending the sit bones up a little bit higher. Coming forward into plank position. And let's just drop the knees down. So we're just going to lower down, hips touch, roll the shoulders and come on up just to a baby cobra today. Elbows in tight, and everyone press on back into child's pose. So, great place to come if you need a break at all today. I always say it's the smart people that know when it's time to take a break, and it's also the people who are working a little bit harder. So never feel bad about taking a break and then just joining again whenever you're ready. Let's return on back up into downward dog. Alright, so this time everybody, look up to the top of the mat, walk or jump the feet back up to the hands, hanging here in your forward fold. If you want to take a little of the intensity out of the pose, bring your hands onto the front of the legs. The higher up you bring your hands, the more support you give yourself. So whatever feels best to you right now. Just kind of shaking that head around, loosening up through the neck and shoulders, keeping that balance in all four corners of the feet, trying not to let it sink back into the heels, and then maintaining that balance. Tuck the chin in and roll the body back up, everyone. Inhale, lift up high, and hands to the heart. All right, so we're going to kind of break down and deconstruct this sun salutation this morning. So, inhale the breath here, exhale, have a seat into powerful pose. We're going to move just a little bit slower this first round. Now, keeping the weight back in your heels here in powerful pose, so you should be able to wiggle your toes. All right, the first round we're going to go nice and slow. Hands are going to circle around, press into the front of the legs, and extend here into a flat back. Keeping the shoulders pulling back. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower on down, hang here. Soften the knees and big step back with the right foot. Drop into the lunge just as we did before and lift the arms on up. Energy out of the fingertips. Take a deep breath in here. We're just going to rotate. Right hand comes across, left arm reaches back. That's it. Now, hands are going to come down to either side of the foot. Step it into plank position, everybody. Listen up, lower the knees wide. Come on back into child's pose. we're gonna go into striking cobra. So striking cobra, elbows drop down. If you've never done it before, watch it. If you're not sure how to do it, watch it. If you don't feel like doing it, then just watch it. Okay, so elbows are down, arms are extended. Nose and chin are gonna come down close to your mat. Keep your nose and chin as close to the mat as you can as you extend the body forward. When you feel your elbows lifting up, you keep going. Once your hips touch, that's when you start to lift the upper body. All right, let's try it again. Take it on back into child's pose. Lower down those elbows. Nose and chin stay close to the mat. Slowly bring the body up to the front of the mat. Okay, so you're gonna see your hands right at your chest. Drop your hips, roll the shoulders, and lift on up into cobra. That's it. All right, let's come on back into downward dog. So you can come through all fours, or just a big push up and back, your choice. Dropping those heels down. Look up to the top of the mat. Let's walk or jump back up. Hanging here and forward fold. Tuck the chin in, rolling the body up. Inhale, salute the sun. Exhale, have a seat. We're going to move a little bit slower again this time. Circle the hands around, press and extend. Lengthen here. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, folding on down. This time, everybody, left foot's going to take a big step back. Lifting the arms on up. Remember, you can always drop that back knee down. Okay, so sinking into this here. Taking that left arm to the outside of the right leg. Reach back with the right hand. Having that rotational twist. Hands come on down to either side of the foot. Back into plank position. Let the knees drop. You're heading to child's pose. Nose and chin stay close to the mat. Strike on through. Let's do it one more time. Bring it on back. Arms are extended out. Elbows drop down. Nose and chin stay close to the mat. Bringing it all the way up. Elbows start to lift off. Once the hips touch, you lift up. And returning on back into downward dog. Dropping into the heels. Look up to the top of the mat. Walk or jump the feet up. Hang here. All right, rolling it on up. Inhale, salute the sun. Connecting with our breath. Exhale, having a seat. Circle the hands around. Press and lengthen. And then exhale, keeping that length. Right foot stepping back into a long lunge. Arms come on up. And now rotate here. Right arm across, left arm reaches back. Hands circle on down to the foot and bring it back into plank position. Knees drop, child's pose. Striking through. Coming on up. And let's do it again. Take it on back to child's pose. Elbows dropped. Strike on through. And bring it back into downward dog. Look up. Walk or jump the feet up to the hands. Hang here. Tuck and roll. Inhale, lifting high. Exhale, having a seat. Bringing those arms back and around. Press and lengthen. Exhale, floating down. Stepping back with the left foot this time. And arms come on up. Circle that right arm back. Left hand comes to the outside of the right leg. Hands down to either side of the foot. Back to plank position. Knees touch down. Child's pose. Elbows drop. Striking cobra. And bring it on back. Child's pose. Striking cobra. I dropped my nose onto the mat this time. Come on back. And look up. Walk or jump the feet up to the hands. Hang here. Roll it on up, everyone. Lifting high. Sinking low. Hands come around. Find the length. Use the breath as you keep the length, floating down. Right foot stepping back, long lunge. Arms come up high. Circle around. And hands come down to either side of the foot, back to plank position. Taking it down to child's pose. Striking on through. And bringing it on back. If you want to, you can come on up into upper dog. Your choice. Take it on back. Down dog. Look up. Bring the feet back up to the hands. Hang here. Roll it on up. Lifting high. Dropping low. Hands come around. Woo! And exhale, lowering down. Stepping back with the left foot this time. Remember, you can always drop the knee down. Taking that arm back, circling around. Hands coming to either side of the foot. Step back to plank position. Drop the knees, striking cobra time. Bring it on through. Lifting up. Take it on back. Strike it on through. Lift it on up and back into downward dog. Look up. Walk or jump the feet up. Hang here. Let's slow it down. You know it. Let's go a little slower. Have a seat. Can you drop down a little deeper? Energy ahead of the fingertips. That's it. Now circle those hands around. Press and lengthen. So finding some more length here. Top of the head reaching out in front of you. And deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Hang here. Stepping back with the right foot into a long lunge. So if you want to drop that right knee down, otherwise lift straight up, sinking into this. So you're going to reach back with the left arm, pressing that right hand against the thigh, open up here. Just a beautiful twist. Hands come on down to either side of the foot, take it back into plank position. All right, so strong through the core. Knees rock down wide, tuck back into child's pose. Elbows touch, nose and chin stay close to the mat. Booty goes up in the air as you extend out, lifting on up through cobra. Or upward dog. Take it on back. Strike on through, elbows down. Nose and chin stay low as the butt goes up, the butt goes down, and up the chest goes. Take it back, down dog. Looking on up to the top of the mat. Walk or jump the feet back up to the hands. Hang here. Taking an extra breath here, sinking a little bit lower. Tuck the chin in, roll it on up, everyone. Big lift up. And exhale. Sinking down, knees tracking right in line with your feet. Spread those fingers wide apart. And now take those hands around. Press and lengthen. Flat back. Keeping that weight balanced in your feet. Deep breath in and exhale. Can you fold down deeper? Let's take the left foot back this time. Option to lower the knee down or just lift straight up. Staying low into the legs and circle that right arm around. Left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh. Enjoy the twist. Oof. Hands down. Step back into plank position. Okay, so hands are right beneath the shoulders. Let the knees drop down. Take it to child's pose. So slowly bring your body forward. Elbows touch. Nose and chin stay close. Notice my booty is up in the air as my nose and chin stay close. Elbows lift off. I'm up to the top of the mat so my hips touch. And now it's safe to lift up my chest. Shoulders dropping down. Back into child's pose. One more time, everyone. Elbows touch. Nose and chin stay close. Butt is up in the air. Strike it on through. And lifting on up. Take it on back. Downward dog. Grounding into the heels. Pressing into the hands. All right, let's do it. Look up. Walk or jump the feet back up to the hands. Hang here. Roll it on up. Lift up high. And hands to the heart. All right, just walk it on back to the back of your mat. All right, starting off here, everybody. Lift up high to salute the sun. Arms framing the face. Long extension as you come into your forward fold. Now you want to keep that length and walk it on out, one hand at a time coming down into your plank position. Lifting up the right hand, turning to the right. You can also step the right foot in front, everybody. And coming back into plank position. Lowering the knees and lowering the body. Hips touch, lifted back up through cobra, returning back into downward dog. Walk it on back, one hand at a time. And roll it on up. Lift up high, extending long, taking it back down. Keeping that length as you walk it out. Turn it to the left, lifting the left arm on up. Remember, option to step this left foot in front. Okay, your choice. And coming back into plank position, lowering the body. Coming back through cobra, returning back into downward dog. Walking it on back. And rolling it on up. Inhale, lifting high. Exhale, lowering down. Going for a walk. Checking in with balance, right arm up. And returning back into plank position. Lowering down with your options. Coming back up. Returning on back to down dog. Heels dropping down. Walk it back. And rolling it on up. Lifting high. You gotta keep the flow. I think this is just a great flow. And challenging the upper body a little bit. Right here with some balance. Returning on back into that plank. Lowering back down. Lifting up to where you'd like to go. And back into downward dog. Hands coming back to the feet. Let's go one more time each side. Inhale, reaching up a little higher. Keeping that length. Exhale, coming down. Walking it back out. Right hand goes up. Turning to the right, take your options. And back into plank position. Lowering back down. Returning back, cobra or upper dog. And back into down dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. Last time, left side. Roll it on up. Reaching up. Circling back down. Walking it on back out. And lowering back down. Rolling the shoulders to lift up. And taking it back. Downward dog. Walk the hands back. And roll it on up. Lift high. And hands to the heart. Okay. So, coming back to the front of your mat. Have a seat here in powerful pose. Arms come on up. So just lifting the heels here. Finding some balance. Slide the hands down in front of the heart. And as you do, see if you can lift your shoulders over the hips. And drop down a little deeper, trying to bring your tailbone down to your heels. Just finding some balance here. Let's lift back up. Lower the heels. Hold on to it here. Extend the arms on up, squeezing into your inner thighs. That's it. And lifting back up. Hands to the heart. Lift the heels up here. Keep the hands pressing into the front of the body and the heart pressing to the hands. Hinge at the hips and come into diver's pose. So heels stay lifted. They don't have to be up super high. We're not talking Jimmy Choo shoes. We're talking your easy riders. Those ones are just a little lift. And lift it back on up. And lower the heels. Ooh, just a good way of checking in with some balance. All right, let's try tree today. Keeping it low or bringing it up high. Your choice. Hands back in front of the heart. Can you just lift off that heel just a little bit? It's not easy. Just a little lift. And balance with it just a little bit off. That's it. Keep the hands pressing against each other. Ooh, I'm gonna fall. All right, we'll shake it out, try it on the other side. So, if you're down lower, a little easier sometimes. We're not here for easy. We're here to do what's best for how you're feeling today. Maybe you want more of a challenge. Or maybe yesterday was your big challenge day. You joined Linda with the body pump and combat. And maybe today you just want to take it a little easy. And that's fine. So find your balance here first and then just see if you can lift that heel up a little bit. good challenge. And go to topple over again. There you go. Shake it out. All right. Standing strength moves today. We're going to move a little slower and deconstruct something. So I'm actually going to start with my left leg coming back. Left foot's going to go flat back, and you're going to drop deep into this. So make sure no matter where your mat is, your hips and shoulders are square. All right? So sometimes I know maybe you feel weird because my mat's on an angle. You might be on an angle. Anywhere you can fit your mat is fine. Work to try not to be here with the shoulders. Really think about my left leg's back to my left shoulder's pulling forward, my right shoulder's pressing back a little bit. Now see if you can drop a little deeper into your legs. You might need to take them wider apart. If you notice I'm kind of inching my front foot up, getting my legs a little wider apart to come down a little bit deeper. Now arms are going to extend up high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you come down? Yeah, a little bit more. Now, right now I just used my back left leg and lifted that knee up. So the more work I can put into my back leg, the less work for my front leg. Which means I can hold it here a little bit longer if both legs are working. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you lengthen here? So it's an extended warrior one. You're not dropping into anything yet. We will in a moment, but just hold it here. Keep that back leg straight and strong. Now everybody circle the arms back around, interlace the hands. If you need to grab a belt or a towel or a t-shirt, go for it. Taking the hands just an inch off the body. Now you're going to lower down right shoulder to right inner thigh. Still keeping the shoulders square. That's it. Keep the length for the torso. Try not to round into this, but to extend into this. And make sure you're still using that back left leg. Circle the arms back around to either side of the ears and reach. We're going to lift back up. Woo. Ready, set, hands down. Right leg is going to go up high to the sky. Left leg, the foot squares off into parallel. So extend the leg straight on up. Open it on up here. So by opening it up, I mean pointing the toes over to the right. So that right hip's a little bit open. Press into both hands, everybody. Keeping those arms straight and strong. Lifting the leg up a little bit higher. I like to flex my foot. You can do whatever works for you. Keep pressing into your hands. Now let's just bend at the knee and take your focus underneath your right armpit, pressing the right foot over to the left. So release a little bit into the lower back, letting it arch and taking the stretch. Keep pressing into the hands and pressing that right knee up to the sky as the right foot presses over to the left. Easy breath, everyone. Lift up the left heel high. Now, taking that right knee to the right elbow. Holding it here. That's it. Notice my shoulders will slide a little bit ahead of my wrists, just to make it easier for my knee to rest on the elbow. Keeping the spine extended. And now step back into plank position. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Lower the knees if you like, or just lower the body. Hips touch. Coming back through cobra. And returning on back into down dog. Dropping into the heels. Keeping the left hand pressing into the mat. Feeling the balance in both feet. Take that right hand away. We're just going to place it on the small of the back. For a three-legged dog. And just holding it here. Keep the sit bones pointing up to the sky. Keep pressing into that left hand. And returning the right hand down. Look up, walk or jump the feet up to the hands. And everyone just hang here. So let's hold on to our big toes with our first two fingers. And actively draw the top of the head down to the mat. Focus in on your breath. Every time you exhale, apply some pressure to the toes and pull the top of the head down towards the toes. So each breath you should be feeling something new. And it doesn't have to be this big movement. It's just a little tiny micro movement that as long as you feel it, it counts. One more deep breath in and then fully exhale, pulling yourself deeper into this pose. One final time here. Release the hands away from your feet. Tuck and roll. Coming right up to standing. Whew. Okay. Right foot's going to take the step back this time. So again, squaring off. Right foot's flat. Squaring off in the hips and shoulders. Dropping down into this. So again, you want to try to get this side parallel to the mat. It might get there today, it might not, but at least you know where you're going with this. All right? So you want to think again, right leg is back, right shoulder's pressing forward. Left shoulder's giving a little pull back so you can really get them squared off. Arms up. That's it. Take a deep breath in. Notice again, I'm inching my foot up forward to divide my legs a little wider apart so I can drop down a little bit more. All right? All good. Once you place your feet on the mat, they're not glued there. So you might need to make adjustments. It's all good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and come into your extended warrior. Holding it here. So now, really using that back leg. Right knee is lifting, pressing into that right foot, even into the right pinky toe. Keep dropping down into this. Arms keep reaching long and strong for now. Don't worry, we're going to lower them down in just a moment. Holding on to it here. And now circle the arms back and around. Interlace the fingers or grab your towel. Inhale the breath here, shoulders squeezing back. Hands just an inch away from the body. And now take that left shoulder down to the left thigh. Try not to round here. I don't care if you want to get your nose to your toes. You won't do it with a rounded back. You want to do it with an extended spine. So keep that back right leg straight and strong. Keep the shoulders squared off. Don't just lower the left shoulder, lower both shoulders. Extending the torso, lowering down. Holding on to it here. Now circle the arms around to frame the face. Reaching long, lift up, staying deep into the legs. That's it. Keep those shoulders square. Back, right leg working hard. Ready? Hands down. Left leg straight up to the side. Whew. Pressing into both hands. That's it. You lift the leg up just a little higher. Keeping your shoulders square here. So a little lift to the right armpit, a little drop down to the left will help you out. Bend at the knee. Knee lifts high and then start to press the left foot over to the right. Look underneath the left armpit. And just let your lower back release so you can have a little bit of an arch there, getting a nice stretch. Don't let that left knee drop, please. Keep it lifting up. Lift it up a little higher. Now press the foot over towards the right. Now everybody, lift up the right heel high. That's it. Ready? Pull that left knee over to the left elbow. And remember, if you shoot your shoulders a little bit ahead of the wrists, you have a better chance of making contact right here. That's it. Just holding on to it. Trying not to let your foot drop here. Keeping it up even with your knee. And ready, everybody? Plank position. Ooh, walk the hands in underneath the shoulders. And lower the knees or just lower down. Lifting back up. And returning on back into downward dog. Grounding into the heels. Sit bones pressing high. Left hand lifts off. Small back. Keep lowering the heels down. Grounding into the right hand. Keeping the balance. So everything is exactly the same as if this hand was down. Nothing else changes. You guys ready to move on? Let's lower the hand down. Look up. Walk or jump the feet up to the hands. Back to your forward fold. Peace fingers around your big toes. Deep breath in. Exhale into this. Keep using the breath just a little bit deeper. Using your exhale to help you get there. And everybody, one final breath. Deep breath in. And fully exhale, coming down into this pose where you haven't been yet before. And then release the hands and just roll it on up. Okay, step back with the left foot. Open the legs out nice and wide. Let's come on down. So just widen the sinking here. Arms come on up. So dropping down into it. That's it. Holding on to it here. Now let's just lift up the right heel and lower the right heel down. Lift up the left heel and lower the left heel down. You know where we're going, right? Lift up both heels. Just finding your balance, sinking a little bit more into it. Again, heels don't have to be high up, but just they're not touching the mat anymore. Arms extending long. Everyone drop the heels. Stay right there. Sink a little deeper. That's it. Awesome. Ready? Lift up both heels again. Yes, my legs are shaking. It's not your television or your computer. And lowering down. Whew. Sink a little more. One more time. Lift up those heels. Open the arms. Heels are up. Lower the heels. Arms come back up and stand tall. Turn the right foot out. Left foot parallel with the short edge. Again, I'm going to walk my legs out a little bit wider apart. All right, so this foot's parallel to the long edge, that one to the short edge, arms are up straight. Shoulder height. Lift the ribs off of the hips, reach forward. In down, left arm on up. If you have a block, now's a great time to use the block. And just looking up to your hand. Easy breath. So as you're here, everybody, triangle. You're like, this isn't so exciting. Make it exciting. Press your feet into the mat. Use your body to feel something new. Lifting your knees here. Taking your ribs a little farther away from your hips. And can you span your arms, widening your wings here? Now look up to your hand and just open up here. Reaching that left arm back. So a little bit of rotation. Checking in with your breath, making sure it has an easy rhythm. Now everybody, lower down, left hand down. So you're over now this right leg. Lift up so you have a flat back. Don't be here around it. You have to lift up, even have your hands over your knee. No big deal, but find a flat back. Keeping that flat back. Left hand's going to stay down. Right arm is going to reach up and rotating here. So keeping the length for your spine. Making sure you're still breathing easy. And hand goes down. Right arm back up. And just bend the knee and returning back. Warrior two here. That's it. So lift your head up. Let's tick-tock the feet. Open up now. Left foot parallel to the long end. Right foot parallel to the short end. Arms extended, shoulder height. Ready? Lift the ribs off the hips and reach. So finding that extension here, pressing into both feet, lifting the knees, keep the lower body working, and lower down the left hand. Remember, you want that straight line here from your hip to your shoulder, so you don't want to be rounded. Lengthen it out. So I also like to think about pressing my hips away in that direction. Easy breath. So can you press your feet into the mat? Can you lift your knees? Now focus up to your right hand and open up. So I'm not using the block just because I left it over there. So if you have a block, use it. Feeling really open here. Hopefully this feels as good for you as it does for me. And all good things must come to an end. So lower down, right hand down. And if you need to walk up a little bit to find that flat back, please do. again, you can even take your hands over the knee. So keeping that flat back, look over to the left, right hand down, left arm comes on up, and rotating here. So keep both feet pressing into the mat. All right, let's unwind the triangle, lower down the left hand, right arm goes back up. Bend deep into it and coming back into your warrior two. Sinking into it. That's it. All right, everybody, come back up. Back into a wide leg here. But this time have your feet in parallel. So the heels will line up right behind the toes, hands at the hips. Lift the ribs off and coming into a flat back here. So let's just take the hands onto the front of the thighs, press into them, keeping, again, the shoulders back, don't let them roll forward. And keeping this long, flat spine. Deep breath in, exhale. Can you float down, holding on to the back of the calves, press your body through into that open space. Now, think about also the top of the head pressing down to the mat. So you're going for length and for the stretch. Inhale, press the head down to the mat. Exhale, pull the body closer to the thighs. Release the hands from behind the calves. Come on up into a flat back. Again, if you have a block, great time to use the block. Now, options. Hand can be on the mat, on the block, whatever you prefer. Back is long and flat. Now, if you can't get your back long and flat with your hand down here, even if it's up high, you can always bend your knees. All right, this isn't an exercise or a pose that you need to keep the legs straight. I prefer for them to be straight because then you also get the benefit of the hamstring stretch. But if you can't, no big deal. More important that your back is flat than your legs are straight. So everyone find the flat back, pressing the left hand into the mat, reach that right arm on up. Now let's use the breath. Inhale, press into the left hand. Exhale, reach back with the right. Inhale and use the exhale. Keep rotating here. Keep your tailbone pointing away. So lengthening in the spine, especially extending through the lower back. Inhale, pressing into the hand, exhale, reach up. Now if this bothers your shoulder at all, no big deal. Take your hand onto the small of your back. It's all good. But just keep rotating through the torso, keeping that extension through the spine. One more breath here, everybody. And lower the hand down. Now, walk it on out. So when you walk it on out, I want you to walk it out to where you can get your shoulders over your wrists and your back is flat. So you feel probably a little lightness in the heels. That's all right. Still try to keep them landed. Now, you're still going to keep that left hand down, keeping that length for the spine, shoulder right over the wrist, right arm on up. And it just requires you a little bit more core work, keeping that shoulder right over the wrist, keeping the back flat. That's it. Inhale, press into that left hand. Exhale, rotate. Nice. And everyone, hand down, walk it back, and let's just hold on to opposite elbows and hang here. So kind of taking the shoulders out of this and just hanging. You can pull the elbows down to the earth. All right, other side, everybody. So, this time, right hand comes underneath the nose, flat back. Remember, you can also be on a fist, the block, whatever works for you. Knees soft, take your pick. But right hand is underneath the nose, left arm's going to go up. Press into that right hand, and if you can, focus up to the left. So again, inhale, pressing into the right hand, exhale, rotating here. So keep it going. Inhale and exhale. So for today, it's okay if your hips also add into the rotation. Sometimes I cue this without letting your hips rotate, but for today, all good, in case you were wondering. One more full breath here. Inhale, pressing into the right hand. Exhale, reaching back to the left. All right, everybody, lowering down, squaring off. off, let's go for a walk. So getting to where your back is parallel to the ground, right? The right hand is going to be underneath the shoulder. Back is flat. Weight is still into the feet. Even though the heels might feel light, they're pressing down. Press into the right hand, reach the left hand up, and rotate here. That's it. Keep pressing into that right hand. Rotating. Back is flat. Shoulder remains right over the wrist. And everybody lower it down. Let's walk it back. And hang here. I'm going to hold on to my big toes, elbows out, and pulling myself. Crown of the head down to the mat, chest pressing to thighs here. All right, releasing the feet, walking it around to the front, coming on down here into your lunge. So from here, everybody lower the back knee down, walk this right foot over to the left hand, and let's drop down into pigeon. So squaring off shoulders and hips, just releasing down into this, letting go in the hips. Taking whatever variation of this pose works best for you. Remember, this is one of those poses that you don't look to me and say, I should look like that, because you shouldn't. My hips don't open, and it's a very, very challenging pose for me. So this is right now the best version of it that I can give. And that's all you need to be in every one of your poses, is the best version that you can give. But I just don't want you to look at me and be like, oh, all right, my foot should be back by my groin. It shouldn't be. Your foot should really be out. Ideally, the knee and ankle should be parallel to the front edge of the mat. So it really should be here, okay, with the knee down, which I can't do. And then the hips squared off, which I can't do. But maybe you can, so go for it. Wherever you are, just an easy breath right now. All right, from here, everybody, walking on up, hands down. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee off. You're going to lift off that right leg and just hold here. That's it. So keeping the knee lifted, spine is long and extended, and that leg is just hovering right over the mat. Ready, everybody? Big press back and up with the right leg. Lowering that left heel down. Lifting the leg up just a little bit higher. Now, bend at the knee. We're going to go into your wild thing. Right foot's going to drop down and square it off, left arm straight up. So shoulders and hips are square. From here, everybody, just lower down. Right hand down, lifting the hips up. So you're here into your table. Squeezing into your shoulders. Now, transitioning out is a little bit tougher. Shift, right arm up. Right hand's going to come down, right leg up. Bam. And lift up the left heel. Sweep the right foot on up. Help it up if it needs to. And step up with the left. Hang here. Ooh. All right, should we hold on to opposite elbows? Yeah. Let's actively pull ourselves deeper into this pose. Using your breath, floating down. All right, release the hands. Big step back with the right foot. Walk that left foot over to the right hand. And time for you to come back into pigeon on the other side. So remember, you get here into the best version of you in this pose. I'll do the best version of me. And releasing on down. Easy breath, just relaxing here. back one up. Hands down, shoulder width apart. Tuck the back right toes under, lift the knee, and now lift off that left foot. And hover here. Shoulders are right over the wrist. Leg is lifting. Now we're going to lift that leg up high, lowering down the right heel. In 3, 2, 1, and the leg is up. Pressing into the hands, bend at the knee, transition into wild thing. So for wild thing, right foot's going to lift, lower down. Left foot. Sorry about that. I made it this far. Darn it. Left foot's going to lower down. Left arm up. Ready? Left foot down. Turn the hips. Left arm up. Okay, so feet should be in parallel. Let's lower down. Left arm back behind you. And just lift the hips up here and tabletop. That's it. Squeezing into your glutes. Keeping those hips up, shoulder height, knee height. That's it. Feet are in parallel. Now we're going to come out of it, which is, I think, a little challenging. So shift your weight into the right hand. Left arm's up. Left hand's coming down. Left leg up. That's it. And just glide forward here into plank. Lower the knees, everybody. Lower the body. Hips touch. Lift back up through cobra. And let's come back into child's pose. So from here, take that right arm, thread it through, and just lower down ear and shoulder. Left arm reaching ahead. So palm can be down or palm can be up, your choice. And switching sides, both arms out, threading down, left arm through, left ear down, left shoulder down. Again, palm can be up or down, doesn't have to be the same as it was on the other side. Elbows down, tuck the toes under, make 2 fists here with your hands. Elbows stay down, and let's lift up here into dolphin pose. So keep pressing into your forearms, your elbows, and your wrists, heels dropping down to the mat. Holding it on here. Keep those sit bones pressing high. Head hanging loose. And now walking it back up into downward dog. Dropping those heels down. Look up to the top of the mat. Walk or jump the feet up to the hands. Hang here. And just slowly roll back up. Reach back in the spine. Inhale, salute the sun. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, let's just come on down to the mat. Sit up tall and just roll the body down here. All right, so let's come into happy baby. So lifting your legs up. If you can keep your tailbone down, holding on here, the back of the thighs. Maybe this is just where you need to be. But if you can maintain the tailbone down and reach out for your feet, maybe this is where you need to be. So you decide, but obviously the most important thing is what I've cued you to do is to keep your tailbone down. So feet are going to be parallel to the ceiling. Knees are out wider than your hips. Whether you're holding onto the back of the thighs or onto your feet, same rules apply. Right, so you don't want to be here, you don't want to be with your feet like this. I hate when I see this stuff, especially with sickling your ankles. All right, so always make sure that you have strong flexed feet, legs are out wide, and your feet should be parallel to the ceiling as if you're walking right on the ceiling. All right, even if you're holding on here, same exact thing. anchoring down into that lower body. And now everyone just bring the soles of your feet together and lower the feet down to the mat. Letting the knees drop open. And I always like to give you guys the choice. You can either have a nice arch to your back with the knees pressing down, or come into that neutral spine and you'll notice your knees are up a little higher. Whatever works and makes you feel like you're getting the best stretch that you need at this point right now. And just reach your arms up overhead. And lengthening the legs out. And now reaching everybody through the right side, lengthening your right toes out, your right arm up high. And switching, lengthening on the left side. And now just lengthening, you're pointing your toes, reaching your arms up overhead. Big stretch. And then everyone circle the arms around, hug the knees on into your chest. And just turn your head, look over to the right, stretch out your neck. Look on over to the left to stretch out your neck. Look back up to center and just gently rock and roll yourselves on up. Alright, so let's finish here in a cross-legged position. So sitting up nice and tall, just bring your hands in front of your heart. So we didn't start here today. We started standing, so just feeling your sit bones balance beneath you. Maybe you need to give a little lift and lower a couple times until you feel that balance between your sit bones, and that's fine. If your knees feel like they're lifting up too high and you want to sit up on your block, sit up on your block. I'd be up there if I didn't forget to grab mine. Sorry about that. But press your hands into your heart into your hands, and see if you can lift your ribs up a little bit farther away from your hips. And just close your eyes here. Just picture your breath winding its way up and down your spine. Just take this last moment, one final pose, everyone. Let's bring the corners of your mouth back to your ears. Can you pull them back just a little further? You know, I'm always trying to get you to go just a little bit more. And then hold that pose today. And share that pose with anyone you come in contact with. Socially distanced, of course. Thank you so much for making time for yoga today. Namaste. Have a great Tuesday, everyone.